Thanks for letting me hitch a ride over.
No problem. You sure we can't drive you back?
Nah, you're like stretching my legs. It isn't far. And anyway, can't put the wind in a bottle.
Alright.
Tessa should be at her parents' grave, not far from the entrance. Look for a big crooked tree. You can't miss it. I'm gonna go check in with my uncle. Good luck. For real.
What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Tell Me Why.
Especially after.
I promise after this we can chill at the house. Cool?
Yes, I know
Never
what you
wanted
mean.
to come back here.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Well, things happen. Things change. And I'm still a little bit annoyed Allison is so negative about us
Tyler?
being interested. No, I'm just going away, you know. You go in the cemetery, I'll go away. Do my own thing. Can we sit down here? No. I assume that's Tessa's car. I'm surprised she's still here, considering she was already gone when we arrived at the store. We spent quite a bit of time at the store, and then we still had to drive here, and she's still here. So I mean, it's plausible, but I'm surprised. It's a very long stay at the cemetery.
Hey, graves are back that way.
I wanted to explore, you know.
So, did you ever come back?
Shh, keep it down.
Better?
Much.
Why do people always feel like they have to whisper in cemeteries?
I don't know. Probably just a mirror neuron thing.
Oh, what?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. Anyway, have you been back here at all since the funeral?
No. Never had a reason to. Thankfully.
I honestly don't get whispering at a cemetery. I don't think I do it,
All the time.
but I never go to a cemetery, so...
Mom, why do we always come here?
Does it bother you?
No, it's just weird because we don't know any of these people. I mean, except Eddie's mom.
It never hurts to say hello.
Because they're very lonely.
That's right, sweetie. And sometimes, even if you can't see them, they stay with you. In here. Always here.
Mom?
Always. She loved us. A lot. But sometimes it was like loving us hurt her.
Do you think she was just really scared of losing us?
Maybe. Yeah.
Or maybe she knew someone here, I don't know.
Most parents are scared of losing their kids.
Well, of course, in a way you are scared of losing your kid, but you don't lose any sleep over it. I don't think, like, normally you don't spend all day thinking about, oh my god, what if my kid died? Now, obviously it would be horrible, but well, it doesn't help to constantly think about that. Celebrating life. The 40-day party is observed 40 days after passing to pay respects to the departed. Some believe this is a more recent tradition. Family members organized a shared meal where a fire dish, one plate of food, is burned to nourish and comfort the spirit of the departed. I've never heard of such a thing. I don't think it's done here anyway. 1 year or more from the passing, a Kuex potlatch is held to first mourn, then celebrate the life of the departed. It is hosted by the clan of the deceased. This is to honor the departed clan member through a traditional ceremony, show appreciation and pay debts to the opposite moiety who supported the clan during the time of mourning. Okay. So just a sort of habit. Due to the national outlawing of native religions and ways of life, much of our knowledge of the old ways of Tlingit spiritual practice has been lost. Below are two everlasting examples of love and reverence we continue to show our departed in the tradition of our ancestors. I guess we should have read this first. Mourning those who have journeyed to the other side. As love transcends all boundaries, the passing of a clan member is an event left throughout the community. The people come together to mourn a loved one and lift their opposite clan member's spirits. When an eagle is being mourned, the ravens shower love and strength upon mourning eagle clans. Likewise, when a raven is being mourned, the eagles are therefore there. That was not supposed to happen. Where were we? When a raven is being mourned, the eagles are there for the ravens. I honestly don't know what the recording shows because I disabled desktop recording, I think. After the service, it is customary for members of the opposite moiety to comfort the grieving family by bringing out their clan-owned regalia. A tuvu? To symbolically catch tears before they hit the ground and comfort grieving clan members with support. So these are rival clans that when someone dies they kind of make peace and cherish them, apparently. I don't understand this whole clan thing in the Tlingit culture.
Building a house right next to the cemetery. Hard to think of a worse idea than that.
Well, look at Michael. Some people actually go to cemeteries willingly. People with functional families, I guess.
Yeah, you let me know if you ever meet one of those.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't care if a cemetery was like this far away and you could see it. I really wouldn't care. I would build a house there. Why not? It's about the lake and the great landscape, not about a cemetery being here. I mean, you only see these trees anyway. And maybe those few graves down here, but apart from that, no problem, I would say. What do we have up
Here's
here?
the crooked tree, but no Tessa.
Let's check around for her parents' grave, just to make sure this is the right spot.
You think it's possible Michael remembered it wrong?
Well, I've done inventory with him before, so yes.
No dice. Guess again.
Here lies Robin Becker,
Look, there's Michael.
almost 80. Yeah, I will come to see Michael in just a
Delio.
moment.
That's the one.
Don't tell me we missed her.
I doubt we missed her.
Hello, Mr. Eagle.
Kids. It's time.
Yeah, it totally wasn't creepy. So where is Michael? I don't know. Where can I remember something? Here.
You really have to go, Eddie?
You can hold my hand if you want.
I can walk fine on my own.
It'll be quick, okay? Then we'll get something to eat.
Well, you have to go at some point, right?
I barely remember it.
That's probably for the best. I don't think either of us are exactly eager to relive what went on behind that gate.
So, I know I said we didn't have to visit her grave.
But it feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, is this the one we called Big Crookedy?
The exact one.
Why didn't we call it Gnarls Branching? Total missed opportunity.
Because we weren't hip to basketball back then? Or CeeLo Green?
Damn. I remember it going all the way up to the clouds.
Everything does when you're 4 feet tall.
Is that hers? No, that's not it. So where do we find hers? I mean, apparently we want to go there, right? So that's Tessa's parents. Julie Simonson. Was she died young? 35? That's not particularly old. So where is Michael? Didn't Allison say she saw Michael? Somewhere? Who's that? That's not in great condition. What about this one? Dustin Lewis. I assume he's not related to us. Can we go over here? No. Actually, no. Do not step on graves. Yeah, that's... Do you really have to say that? Are people stepping literally on graves? Hazel Salazar. It's pretty cool with a snake, must admit. What do we have here?
Chaos of history. What's that?
Not sure, but Michael should know.
To honor those no longer with us, the Tlingit Preservation Committee and the community of Delos dedicate this monument as an everlasting connection between past, present, and future generations. May the memory of our dearly departed never be lost in the chaos of history. May this be a resting place for our loved ones who have journeyed to the other shore. May our eternal love soothe the wounds of days past towards a brighter horizon. So kind of just about remembering the dead, which is obviously fitting on a cemetery.
Last year, it was really hard on him. He's still feeling it. Long time no see. Do you want some company?
Oh, there he
Come
is.
on over. Make yourselves comfortable.
So we meet him instead of Tessa, that's surprising.
So,
Is this a bad time?
with you? Never.
Don't mind me. I'm not really here.
Hey, I get to see your ugly mug almost every day. You're old news, lady.
You wound me. Deeply.
So, can I help you guys out somehow?
I wouldn't have taken it seriously if she didn't dislike us for being into Michael. What was her uncle like about this place? Yeah, let's ask about the uncle. Why not?
So what was your uncle like?
Oh boy. Where do I start? You know that one grumpy grandpa in all the sitcoms? The one that types like a T-Rex and never leaves his recliner?
Well, I'm getting the picture, but are you?
Just how does one type like a T-Rex?
You know, almost kissing the keyboard. Like, makes you look like you got tiny baby arms. Like a T-Rex.
Never change, Michael.
Anyway, as grumpy as he was, they didn't make him any sweeter than him. He's the kind of guy who accepted you for where you were at, even when he didn't approve.
Not many of those out there.
Yeah, unfortunately not. You were close to your uncle? Yeah, let's continue this line.
You and your uncle were really close, huh?
Definitely. I could push his buttons without even trying. My family's old school Tlingit. Spent more time with my uncle than my dad. He was the first person to test out all my new recipes. Even before Allison.
Guess I should thank Uncle William for saving me from a muffin top.
Well, the first one to test is always kind of unlucky, huh? I volunteer, I wouldn't be so sure. Let's go for it, I guess.
If you need a new taste tester, sign me up.
As if you had a choice. I plan to hit you both up for feedback my whole way through school.
I'm in. As long as there's nothing as adventurous as that Tlingit-style salmon with pepper and saffron.
Yeah, it
No,
sounds
I'm promising
disgusting.
that. Fortune favors the bold, goes double for food.
I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, we asked us already about this place.
Hey, can I ask you something about this place?
Shoot.
Why do we always have to press shift? It's so annoying. What about a memorial?
What's the story behind the Tlingit Memorial?
May the memory of our dearly departed never be lost
In the chaos.
He doesn't seem to be
History.
taking it very seriously.
That was Uncle William.
Oh, really?
Lost in the chaos of history?
Well, let's say you wanted room for a school or a road and didn't give a shit about ethics. Easy. You just dug up our ancestors. That shit happened a lot.
God, assholes.
Yeah. And I mean, it still happens, but not as much. We have the
Well,
elders to thank
most
for
of them
that.
are gone, so can't happen as often anymore. We asked that already. All right.
I'll stop bugging you now.
Well, I'm here if you're ever curious.
Curious, huh? No. Yeah, we asked everything.
Talk to you later.
You bet.
So now Allison basically knows, right? Like before, she probably didn't really know we were into Michael, but now she probably
So?
does.
How are you, holding up?
Everything's such a mess.
Let's
I
listen
thought
to
we'd almost
them.
be done packing by now. I'm so ready to put this place behind us. At least Mr. Hollywood Handsome over there is good company.
Funny how you never mentioned what your brother looked like before he got into town.
Oh, I just thought I'd surprise you.
You realize I can hear you? Nah, she's not jealous, I don't think.
Hey, you do realize I can hear you, right?
Cover your ears, the grown-ups are talking.
Aren't we the older one? Didn't he say that?
Girl, I know you're in it right now, but try not to let it get to you. Juna's gonna seem real boring after all this, huh?
God, boring sounds so good right now. Binging terrible shows while my amazing roommate cooks something delicious. Heaven.
Delicious food for tax returns?
You got yourself a deal, mister.
Oh, it's one way of payment, I suppose. So what if we join in again? Do we get to do anything else, or probably not?
How's it going?
No.
Talk to you later.
You bet.
Yeah, let's leave him alone. Alright, what else do we have? So that's
I'm not
his,
sure if I
right?
should try to pronounce this. Man, I'm so rusty.
William Thomas Collins. I have no idea how to say that name. Tsuxanik? Neck? Whatever. You can't even step on graves. I don't know why we put a sign there. Oh well. Guess we have to backtrack now. I don't think we can go anywhere here. I assume we meet Tessa now because we've probably explored everything. Oh, now we can open this.
Do you remember where she is?
No. For what it's worth, I remember staring at the water during the funeral.
Oh, so we are looking for our own grave. Or not our own, but the mom's.
Allison,
That
please.
makes sense.
I'm not going.
Allison, come back.
Yeah,
Hey, there's Tessa.
that this would be easier than last time. Totally gone.
At least
Is that the mom's grave
Holding you to that.
where Tessa is standing?
You and I had a moment over there by the totem, right? I wonder if we can see that.
doesn't hurt to check.
Oh, we probably can, or else she wouldn't mention it, right? Yeah, we can.
I won't let them take you away. I'm gonna tell them the truth. You swore, Allison. I'm gonna be okay. Please don't worry about me.
But then what if she tells the truth?
I know I'm supposed to get over this Brown thing, but I really wish you'd been able to come visit that much.
Yeah, me too, but look, I didn't make any promises that day. You did. Watch.
Oh, more to watch. But yeah, if she told him the truth, then maybe she would have been taken away, so I don't know if that's a much better. Probably not.
They all think you killed her. It's not fair. I'll be okay. You have to take care of yourself now.
See?
It's possible, but I don't think so.
Well, I know so. Thinking about it got me through the rest of the day.
Okay, so he remembers something.
But I'm gonna come see you every week, and we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm gonna come see you every week, and we'll talk with our voice every day.
We
But I'm
didn't
gonna
hear
come see
that
you
in
every
the
week,
memory.
And we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm gonna come see you
So
every
that's
week.
Tyler's memory. What's
All
Allison's?
right? Promise. I'll be back soon, all right? Promise. I'll be back soon, all right? Promise. And we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm gonna come see you every
Oh
week.
man,
And we'll talk with our voice every day.
we chose
But I'm
Allison's
gonna come.
twice, both times. And I think we were wrong both times. I'm not sure, but I think we were wrong both times. It made sense to pick hers at the time, but I think in retrospect we were wrong both times. And right now, with the things we know, it seems to make more sense to pick his. Let's look at it again. We have
But I'm gonna come see you
Tyler's
every week,
memory,
and we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm
and
gonna come
Allison
see you every
said,
week,
I'm gonna come
and we'll
see you
talk
every
with our
week, and
voice
we talk
every
with
day.
our voice.
But
That
I'm gonna
would
come-
make sense for her to say. He will be taken away, and she says, well, I will visit you every week, and we talk with our voice. Okay, that makes sense. Not with Allison's
Soon, all right?
memory.
Promise.
And Tyler says,
soon,
I'll be
alright?
back soon, alright, promise.
I'll
That
be back
doesn't make
soon, all right?
as much
Promise.
sense, I don't think.
I'll be back soon, all right? Promise.
Because
I'll be back soon, all right? Promise. I'll be back soon, all right? Promise.
yeah, I don't think it makes as much sense because how does he know he'll be back soon? Like, he has no information. Maybe it's just something you say it. It would make sense that way. It's just something you say to make her feel better. But I like his
But I'm gonna come
better.
see you every week.
But when I'm picking his, this will hurt our relationship again, right? When we played Allison and we picked our own, it worsened the relationship. And now we play Tyler and we pick our own, and it once again worsens the relationship. So, that's, I don't know. Yeah, I'll pick Tyler's
But I'm gonna
memory.
come see you every week.
I think it makes more
Talk with our
sense.
voice every day.
I don't care if it splits our relationship. Actually, it doesn't appear to do so. Doesn't seem to have an
Stop
effect.
crying, silly.
We have to go, kids.
I could have sworn it went the other way. I'm so sorry. I should have staged a hunger strike until Eddie agreed to drive me.
Hey, water under the bridge.
Oh, now she remembers. So we were definitely wrong the first two times, because if you pick the right one, the other one agrees. Is that how it works? Okay. So it doesn't make sense to just pick the other ones to improve relations. Okay. I didn't know that. I mean, maybe that's only the case in this one. I can't check now, but okay, so that was the correct one. We guessed correctly. I mean, it did make more sense, but again, we already thought that twice before, and
Snowball still lives in there?
Snowy owls only tend to live about 10 years.
Oh, rest in peace, Snowball.
isn't the Simpsons cat also called Snowball? Snowball 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Where's memory? Oh, there it is. There's a lot to remember here.
I forgot how hard Marion took it when Eddie's mom died.
Well, we were only 4, but yeah. She lost one of her only friends. She was always saying how she never would have found a place in Delos Crossing without Carol.
You think her death kicked off Marianne's, you know?
It definitely didn't help, but no. It was years later.
Well, it may have not helped, but how old was she? I mean, Eddie isn't particularly old, so. Oh, really? Well, 62 isn't old. But yeah, that's not old at all. Okay, so basically her only friend dies, and I know Allison says it happened years later that she gone crazy, but I don't know. I mean, having a friend would have possibly prevented it, and not only Tessa, who... Come on, Allison, go away. I want to look at this.
No way. Her box is still here?
We did cover it in like 100 layers of glue.
Well, more collectibles. A very old beaver. Yeah, he's got a few years on him. But yeah, what I meant to say is just having a friend besides Tessa who is in her own right problematic would have probably helped to not go insane. So Tessa's up there, but I want to check this area first. Because I assume...
This is it. Right?
Yeah.
I assume once we talk to Tessa,
It's gotta
it's
be here
going to move on.
Not this one. Still not the one.
This one? It looks like it, yeah. Marianne Ronan. So she was born 64. 41? 2005 was the death, right? I didn't see it on the board, but I think so.
Is that her?
What the hell was going on with you? What? Broke?
Why didn't you say anything? We were your goblins. You didn't have to do it all alone.
Tessa?
Kids, I wasn't expecting to see. What are you?
We look pretty angry.
What are you doing here?
Feeling a little guilty, maybe?
Oh, this will be fun.
When we pass on, our graves are all anyone has to remember us by. Letting hers just fall apart would be cruel. I'm not a cruel person.
Cruel enough to call social services on her mother.
I wanted to protect you. Marianne was getting worse all the time. I was afraid that if things kept going the way they were, then one day...
We were going to end up dead?
Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you the whole story back in the store, but I didn't want you to...
Enough with the excuses. What the hell happened to her? Why'd you turn your back on us?
Your mom was always just barely getting by, and over the years she burned a lot of goodwill. It got so bad, no one was willing to hire her, and the stress of that, well, it took its toll. I tried to help, But she pushed me away. She pushed us all away. In the end, she isolated herself from everyone. She was alone and out of options.
She had us until you threatened to have us taken away.
I couldn't let her drag you down with her. She had you stealing for God's sake. Your mother never wanted to be a part of this community. She always thought she was better than the rest of us. A spoiled little girl playing fairy princess in the woods. If she just settled down with someone instead of running around with married men, well, just ask Sam Kansky how much better that would have been for everyone.
Wait, what?
Oh God.
What happened between them?
I wasn't thinking. Please, just forget I said anything.
Tessa!
All I know is whatever went on, Laura left Sam over it. But I shouldn't have said anything about that. I promised I wouldn't. I'm sorry, kids.
That's interesting. I mean, we know from the way Sam is thinking about Marianne still that Sam was into Marianne, and apparently Laura was the wife of Sam. So I assume something was going on there, and this more or less confirms it. I just thought Sam was a single man and was into Marianne. I didn't know he had a wife before that, but well, maybe not the greatest idea. Alright, what can we say? You could have done better. You did what you had to. You destroyed our family. In a way, well, yes, she could have done better. She also did what she had to, or what she thought she had to do. Did she destroy the family, though? I think that was mostly Marianne's doing. Marianne did the destruction, and blaming her for it now is just shifting blame. I don't like to do that. Like, the situation in itself was Marianne's fault, if we are to believe these stories. But it makes sense. And if the situation really got a lot worse over time, then at least worrying about it is warranted, because if the mom was as crazy as everyone is making it out to be, then she would have certainly dragged those kids down with her, and who knows what becomes of the kids then. And so in a way, yeah, they destroyed the family. I don't know. I feel like that was mostly Marianne's doing, and then this was just the icing on the cake. And I also feel like if we go for this option, then we just escalate a situation that doesn't need to be escalated. Yes, she could have done better, but I don't know. We can always say that in hindsight. You can always do things better. So, I don't know. I mean, she obviously tried to help Marianne. From everything we have seen, she tried to help her. So, and maybe we can get more information out of her if we kind of stay in a friendly route. And I actually think she did what she had to do, or at least what she thought she had to do.
You were worried. And you did what you thought you had to. Get it? We both do. The situation was so fucked that, well, there probably wasn't a good answer.
Yeah, I assume there wasn't.
Thank you. No. I could have done more. Marianne was fragile. She needed help, and I failed her. It's my fault. She's gone. I know I've made mistakes. All I can do now is say that I'm sorry. If I could give you back your mother, I would. I don't deserve your forgiveness, especially yours, Tyler. But if there's a place for me in your lives, I'd like to be there.
I have to know something first. Are you good with who I am?
I've been thinking about that since you came home. I believe that my life is better for having lived it by God's word. but I also believe we don't always understand what he's saying to us. I prayed for guidance, and seeing you standing here in front of me, such a strong and thoughtful young man, I think I have his answer.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Tessa, I know the last couple of days have been heated. I'm up for a fresh start if you are, but it's not really up to me. Tyler?
Well, we already made the choice, right? Are you sure you want to forgive her? What changed? I want to know what changed her mind.
I thought you couldn't stand her. What happened?
She did the only thing she thought she could. I can relate to that.
Yeah, let's ask both if we get the option to.
Really ready to forgive her?
I think she regrets what she did. But I totally understand if you don't want to see her anymore. It's your call.
Yeah, I think we already made clear we forgive her, right? With the first choice we had. And I think just carrying the hatred with us and not forgiving her and just keep going with it, and I don't know if that solves anything. I think forgiving her and moving on is kind of the only thing we can do in this situation.
I'm done losing people.
And we already got
Can't let
close to
people
another
grow.
in this conversation,
And
so
what the hell kind of chance do we have?
Thank you. Both of you. Kids, I never knew your mother's whole story, but it was obviously very painful. She always said you two were the only good luck she'd ever had. I'm going to try harder to forgive her. I hope you can as well. If you two are in town tomorrow, come by the cafe. Lunch is on me.
There gonna be coconut cake on the menu?
You know, I think there just might be. I'll see you two tomorrow then.
We'll be there. Come on.
well, that ended well.
That was something, huh?
Yeah, it was.
I had pretty much given up on her. But I guess sometimes people change.
I know. I feel like a total ass right now.
She probably feels the same. She needed a hero. Well, yeah, she does probably feel the same.
I bet Tessa's thinking the same thing.
Yep. Things are gonna be real awkward my first day back in the office.
Oh, I'm sure you'll both manage to never talk about today.
Exactly. Awkward as hell.
I don't think anyone needs it to do any talking about that.
Tyler?
What am I supposed to... Oh.
Not a bad view, right?
Yeah. I get now why they put cemeteries in nice spots. Takes a little bit of the sting off.
I don't know, I've seen cemeteries in way worse spots than this one, so... Thanks for coming with me. Our reunion hasn't gone as planned. Well, that's a redundant sentence. I mean, obviously it hasn't gone as planned, and she knows that very well, so... It's kind of pointless to point that one out. Thanks for coming with me.
Listen, I know this has been hard. I'm really grateful you saw it through with me. Fireweed was great, but there was no one really there for me like that, you know? You're the only one.
Hey. Brothers and sisters. Right.
But it's been way more brothers than sisters lately, which is why I'm trying to say thank you.
You really don't have to.
You saved my life, Allison.
Only for you to end up locked up in fireweed for the rest of your childhood.
Wait, are you still blaming yourself for that? Don't. It was my choice.
It's just... I stole your life, Tyler. And then I totally wasted it.
That's not true.
You're on your way to Denali. Michael's gonna be a famous chef. And what am I doing? Nothing.
Well, obviously she needed time to heal, and I think that is certainly a good excuse. But the thing is, she's just living her own life, and it's not like... I think fireweed, in a way, kind of helped Tyler. not only deal with his situation, but also to be in a better situation, accepting who he is and finding his way in life. And I'm actually not so sure she stole his life, and I am not sure he would have been doing better in her situation. I really think Fireweed could have even saved him as much as it hurt him. I mean, yeah, a life in freedom could have been better, but in a way it might have actually been good for him. Now, I'm not saying like putting him in a way and all that is certainly a good thing, but it's so hard to know these what ifs. What would have happened if? Like, you can't answer these things. Things happened and you gotta move on. And it's a valid excuse. You needed time to heal. Yes, she did. But I'm actually trying to put a stop to the putting yourself down, because I feel like in the tone of a conversation and her self-sulking, we have to kind of wake her up a little bit from this sulking
Nothing.
moment.
You've been working on that accounting degree, and your art's good. Really good. Stop putting yourself down. As soon as we figure this shit out, we're gonna sell the house, and you're gonna go to Juneau. You're gonna kick ass.
You make it sound so easy.
No. We never had a shot at easy. But we always pull through, right?
Yeah. You're right. Hey. Wherever Ranger Tyler ends up next, he better come down from the hills to visit us city folk every now and then. You hear?
For sure. And anyway, it's not gonna be for a while. We've got time.
Oh yeah, of course. We do. So I guess we know the story now, huh? Marianne was done with Delos. Delos was done with her. Maybe she was too proud, but she worked so hard for so long, and when she reached the end of her rope, no one was there to help her. Not even Tessa or Eddie. And when she heard social services was coming, she
Gave up. But killed her kids? Really?
Yeah, that thing doesn't line up. I agree, we are missing something.
Still feels like there's something missing, right?
You're never gonna understand what was going through her mind. I'll bet even she didn't.
We can try.
It's probably always gonna feel that way.
I mean, we can't know everything. There's a whole chapter remaining and the rest of this one. Unless this one ends now. Which it doesn't look like.
I'm gonna fall asleep the second I hit the couch.
You better rally. We still have to do some cleaning before bed.
Do we have to?
Hey, whoever packs the most gets the big couch tonight.
Why is this
Alice.
burning?
I'll get the fire extinguisher. Tyler, are you all right?
Allison, barn.
Stay there. I got it.
Who would do that?
What happened?
There was A guy. He smashed me in the face with the door.
What guy? What did he look like?
I'm not sure. I couldn't see straight, and he was all in black.
Why would someone try to burn down our barn?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Probably because there's something interesting in there, but we are going to find that out next time. And until then, farewell.